The basket in which Prophet Musa, was put in by his mother floated towards the palace of Pharaoh, where his men fished it out and brought the baby to him. He wanted to kill it immediately, suspecting that it might be a child of the Bani Israel, but his wife Asiya, who was a pious woman, stopped him by doing so. They did not have children of their own, so she asked him to adopt the child. Pharaoh agreed to his wife Asiya's request and then called some women to feed the crying child. Yet, the baby refused milk from all the women who came to feed him, except his own mother. In this way, Allah Almighty rejoined mother and child in the palace of Pharaoh, who was the greatest enemy of her son. Prophet Musa, grew up in Pharaoh's home and was familiarized with the state's affairs. When he, reached adulthood, once involved in a fight between an Israelite and an Egyptian, results in killing the latter recklessly. Prophet Musa, went to the Madian, where he married Sephora, daughter of Prophet Shuaib. After staying some time in Madian, he left to return to Egypt. On their way to Egypt in the severe winter night, Prophet Musa, and his wife, who had lost their way, saw a fire in the distance. Prophet Musa, told his wife to stay where she was, and he went to the fire, thinking he would bring some of it back. When Musa, reached near the fire, he saw that the flames were coming from a green tree, but there was no one present. While Prophet Musa, looked around in surprise, he suddenly heard a voice saying, "O Musa, I am your Lord." The voice then asked him to throw his stick onto the ground. At once it changed into a serpent, which scared him. Musa, was then commanded to lift the snake without any fear, and as he did so, it changed back into a stick, and then he was told to put his hand under his armpit. When he drew it out again, his hand glowed with a bright light, like the sun. The divine voice said to him, "O Musa, these are the two great signs of your Lord. Go back to Pharaoh and his people and invite them towards your Lord." After getting these signs from Allah Almighty, Musa, went to the Pharaoh and told him that he, is the messenger of Allah Almighty, for that he has proofs. Musa, threw his stick on the ground and it changed into a snake. The miracle frightened Pharaoh, and he turned to his ministers for advice. They told him that Prophet Musa, was just a good magician, and that their own magicians could easily perform such tricks. Then Pharaoh called all the great magicians to his court so that they could do the same tricks as Musa, did. When they were told what had to be done, they were not worried. They threw pieces of rope on the ground, and these cords began to wriggle like snakes. But when Prophet Musa, cast his stick down, his serpent ate all the pieces of rope. The magicians immediately realized that this was no magic but a miracle, and prostrated, saying, "We believe in the faith of Musa." Allah Almighty told Prophet Musa, to warn Pharaoh that he would punish him and his people if they continued in their ways and don't accept your faith. But Pharaoh was too proud to listen to the warning. So, for punishing him and his followers, the country was hit by famine. Swarms of locusts ate away the crops. The river Nile flooded its banks, causing great destruction. The people were afflicted with lice and tumors. When all of this happened, the people rushed to Prophet Musa, asking him to pray for their relief and promised to follow his religion. But when they were cured and the situation improved, they returned to their idol worship. Musa, gathered the people of Bani Israel and left for Palestine. When Pharaoh learned of their escape, he followed them with a huge army. When Musa, with people of Bani Israel reached the Red Sea, they saw Pharaoh approaching towards them and were sure they were going to be killed. Yet, Prophet Musa, struck the waters of the sea with his stick, and the waters parted, making a dry path. The people crossed safely. When Pharaoh saw the path, he entered the sea at the head of his army, but while he was in the middle of the sea, the waters suddenly closed around him, and